here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shakes. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Da 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 da. What up? Da 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 da. All the move with them shoulders and yes. Holding out your glass. Oh man, don't want you in the club. Put your rappers on the vice in the club. Hey, come through when you're in the car. Hey, in the club, and I know the juice. Come with 5. On the vibe. They say you acting fine. You know the remix. Or they play the background. Dun, 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 dun. What's up, y'all? Hey, good evening. Hi, everybody. What's going on, girl? Oh, listen, my therapy session ran over, so that's why we late. But y'all all right. I missed y'all. I'm expecting things to get ignorant in my chat. So if there are any moderators in the house tonight, can you please, okay, help your girl out? Okay, we hit 100 today in the human. You ain't got to tell me, girl. My dog shitted on both of my rugs. Okay, first he shitted on the rug, then he shitted on the bed. I walked the nigga twice. Y'all was with me for some of that on Instagram. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, okay? You gotta know when to hold on, know when to fall down, know when to walk away, know when to run. You better count your money. When you touch the turntable, when I... Sorry. It was with babe. You gotta turn the cable box off. Sorry, y'all. Nigga fucking me up because he won't be up here like it's movie night or something like this is theater. This is not your theater. Okay, this is my studio, nigga. Anyway, I'm allowing everybody to get here. Get here if you can. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, someone's about to get cursed out already. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to just say that I feel like after my therapy session, I'm going to just say this. I think that this is some cruel shit to say to someone who deals with an immense amount of stress all the time and handles it very gracefully most of the time. I'm about to be on my period, so please excuse the fuck out of me for my sensitivity. While I appreciate your love, I would appreciate your empathy and not addressing how I respond to people and the way they come at me with stop being so sensitive, as if you have hundreds of people coming at you on any given day, as if you can understand my level of sensitivity, as if you can understand for real, what it's like for me sometimes. So do me a favor. Don't tell me no shit like that, because that feels really fucked up. And so when I come on the video already, and I'm really ready to get into the semantics of the things that happen on the shows, you already like coming off attacking me on some shit. It's weird how y'all get down, bruh. It's really weird. But you know what? You know what? My therapist told me that it's not me, it's you. My therapist told me that it's not me, it's you. So I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. You're right. I'm sensitive. All of y'all that say I'm biased, all that shit. And guess what? You still here. And I'm still strong. Anyway, so Real Housewives of Dubai. It was a cute little key. It was a cute little key. I feel like they keep it cute. I feel like they keep it cute. And I appreciate the coolness of it, right? Like it doesn't always have to be like on 1,000. But at the same time, girl, some people is delusional. Some people be lying to themselves. Caroline Stansberry. Okay. Listen. Caroline Stansberry. Girl, you be doing so much. You be doing so much with the stuff. With the stuff. It feel like a lot. It felt like a lot. She was like, I'm an influencer. And I almost feel like Caroline Stansberry is only an influencer because she's in a place where there aren't a lot of women who look like her. To those Arab people, I hope that's not offensive because they say Arab on the show. So I'm just, but I feel like when niggas be saying it down to the corner store, it sounds offensive. So I just don't want to be offensive. But I feel like because they look a certain way, they are olive complected, they have dark brown hair, they have the thick eyebrows, they have a beautiful aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? And I think Caroline comes in with the American white girl aesthetic. And I think that works for her as an influencer there. But it's one of those situations where you wonder if she would be as successful doing that in America amongst all of the Caroline Stansberry. Or in England, okay, wherever she's from, because I can't remember. But either way, let's get into it. So Lisa is releasing regular clothing on Marrero, her maternity line. And y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, her husband rubbed me wrong. Her husband rubbed me wrong, okay? So he invested in her business. And she says that her business as maternity wear is basically the number one maternity wear in the world, basically. I think she said. I have to fact check that. I do not know. But I feel like she does have really cute maternity clothes. Things that I haven't really seen. When they see maternity clothes, it's always some ugly shit. You know what I'm saying? Or some thought shit. So there's usually not a lot of in between. So I love her clothes. The things that I saw during that fashion show, like, oh my God, that white dress with the split down the middle and the sash on the front. Oh my God. Like, it definitely is giving you that girl. It's giving that. Okay. But her husband invested in her business. And when she says that he didn't believe in it, but he believed in her, I was just kind of like, that's the same thing though. To me, if you're telling her, I don't believe in your business, but I believe in you, it's a way to create doubt. It's not supporting her to me in a true way. That's not what I'm getting from it. Y'all, I hate the fact that the light is like glaring on me. So I'm trying to like make it not happen because I need that light on me though. But anyway, Ayan has a modeling agency, and Ayan and Lisa and somebody else, I can't remember who, I'm sorry. But they basically look at a whole bunch of models, and they're gonna have on like the pregnant belly prosthetics, and she's gonna release her regular clothing line during this fashion show, right? So she got her best friend Ayan to come help her. And I'm like, all right, it's Ayan, right? Is it Ayan? It's Ayan. I feel like it's Ayan. Whatever. Either way, y'all know who I'm talking about. I like her. Okay, I like her. Nina and Caroline Stansberry have a staycation with Nina's kids at this, and her husband, I think. I can't tell because her husband always fading into the background. So I never know if he's security or a nanny. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I saw him. I just saw all of the children and how neat and beautifully dressed they look. And how amazing that hotel was. Y'all, there was an aquarium inside the hotel. It was insane. Somebody swam up to the bathroom wall and was like, enjoy your stay. I was just like, that is sickening. That is sickening. That absolutely makes me want to go to Dubai just to stay at a hotel on the beach and not go anywhere. Okay, literally not go anywhere. But they have a conversation about how Nina and Caroline did not get along when they first met, which is not to anybody's surprise. We've heard this already. And on top of the fact that we've heard this already, nobody else really like her like that. Okay, well, I mean, we're seeing that she and Caroline Brooks and Caroline Stansberry have a friendship, but it comes more so off in a way that I feel like Caroline Brooks allows for Caroline Stansberry to think that she's superior in some respect in their friendship. I don't know why, but that's what I'm feeling. Okay. But anyway, what else did they discuss? They discussed that Caroline has social anxiety, which people can perceive as her being a bitch. I feel like you may have social anxiety, but you're still a bitch. It's just how I'm feeling. It's how I'm feeling when you don't invite someone. Like you invite everybody on the cast except for the one person. As if she did something to you like that. Like, I'm gonna need for you to tell me what happened before we got here. You know what I'm saying? But they got past their initial issues, Nina and Caroline, because they have a mutual friend that kept trying to convince them to be friends. And now they cool like that. So they cool like that. But Caroline says they don't care about the same things, which I felt like was shade. I felt like that was shade when she was saying, oh, Nina doesn't care about the same things that I care about. I'm into fashion and, I really like, I care about how I look and all this and that. And I feel like that's why you don't like Ayan. That's why you don't like Ayan, because Ayan is that girl. She's that girl for real, for real. You wish you was a real model like her, but you're just an Instagram. You're just an influencer. And that's no disrespect coming from an influencer. But if you wish you were a model, then of course you're going to feel insecure around a woman who is, a walking advertisement because of, she has the model look, just naturally has the look that a lot of fashion companies love when it comes to modeling, the perfect type of body. So essentially, I now am feeling like through seeing things by the time we get to episode 3, that even though this situation triggered Ayan because of how she felt as a child, I totally understand how she felt because something recently just happened to me that triggered the fuck out of me. And it really like, child, my therapist is really good, but the situation like triggered the fuck out of me, and it reminded me of something like as a child that I am constantly striving to make people happy and to be like the best version of what somebody requires of me. You know what I'm saying? And even when you do those things, people will still find a way to find fault in you. People will still find a way to find issue with you. People will still find a way to not be to you what you are being to them. And that's because something is wrong with them. Just like something wrong with some of y'all. Now, if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay? But I feel like Ayan allowed for Caroline's bullshit to trigger her. But essentially, it is what you think it is. You think she's jealous of you. You really do. You know that. And that's exactly what it is. So don't let her trigger you. When you get caught off guard by that shit, you know what I'm saying? It's another situation. But when it's somebody like Caroline Stansberry, girl, okay, girl, like I wouldn't even be worried. I wouldn't even be worried about, whether she's invited and all that. Girl, bye. Invited to your dry ass party. Okay. Anyway, and I feel like Caroline was shading Nina. That's why I said I feel like she's jealous, because you and Nina sat there and talked about how great y'all's relationship is, and then you turned around and tried to shade her by saying y'all don't care about the same things, like she don't care about her look. First of all, Nina don't have to try as hard. That's the difference between the two of y'all. To be clear, Miss Caroline Stansberry, why you feel like she's not into such things. It's not that she's not into those things. She doesn't have to try as hard as you do. So once again, that's a you thing. And you should get that together, okay? Caroline hasn't really done anything, but yet they all want to be her friend. I think it's because I'm gonna leave it alone for right now, but it's feeling like, I'm gonna let it go. I mean, maybe the bank is serious, the connections are serious, the white ladiness of it is serious. It's a good connection to have. But I'm just saying, based off her interactions with the other women, it feels like she's jealous. And based off of the way she fucks with her face, looking at women that have barely touched their face, like Ayan, I bet you she hasn't really done much besides maybe Botox or something. But like seeing the pictures of her when she was pregnant, she looked exactly the same. So when you're somebody that feels insecure to the point of constantly poking and prodding at yourself to create perfection, and you come into contact with someone who you don't like, who is perfection, that can be triggering. And so you then want to make her feel as if she doesn't fit in. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I feel like she didn't invite her to the dinner or whatever, because everybody else seems to get along with Ayan. So I'm trying to understand what other reason besides her triggering your deep-seated want or need to be seen as some type of model. You know what I'm saying? Nigga said, I'd be jealous too, being surrounded by beautiful women that aren't white. Yeah, that's the thing. Like she isn't their beauty standard. She's exotic to them, but she's not their beauty standard. And I think, Stansberry is too old for her new man. I don't think so. Tony, you're wrong. I don't think so. I think that people should be, listen, I think people should be allowed to be whoever they want to be with, okay? For the most part. Like, he's young, but he ain't young. Like, he 28 or something? Almost like in his 30s? He ain't that young, right? I can't remember. But he's like, he don't seem like he's being, manipulated or anything. He seems like he likes her. And she, probably provides him with a nice life. She's you talk about Candy being a sugar mama. No, sweetheart. This seems to be what sugar mamas look like. Like, them niggas didn't have nothing going on before. Okay. Look like a grumpy, not a grumpy cat meme. Why y'all playing that lady like that? Y'all so wrong. Stansberry old tweets were exposed. He's or she's a Trumper and uses the N-word. Not surprising, to be honest. Oh no. Ooh, no, a bit. No, a bit. Okay, listen. Y'all, young is like 22, 21. You know what I'm saying? 20. That's young to me. For anybody. I think nobody should be like, nobody but people in that age range should be trying to be with somebody 20 through 23. You know what I'm saying? 24, 25, I'll give y'all a break. But see, 21, 22, and 23 are too close to 19. 19 is too close to 17. I need you to be closer to your brain being fully formed. Oh, he's a Trumper. Oh, the guy is. Okay. Well, I mean, you know. Or do y'all mean her ex-husband? Oh, they mean Sergio tweet, not Caroline's tweet. Okay. Is he even from America? How you a Trumper? Are you from here? Can he vote? Is he from here? I don't know. That weird. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Yo, when Stansberry daughter said Sergio don't need no baby, that shit, I did see that. I forgot about that. I did see that, and I did not put that in my notes because I was kind of bored. Every time Caroline had a scene by herself, I got bored. No, he's not American. So motherfuckers be so thirsty to belong to something problematic. Like, yo, you know what I can't stand? I can't stand the fact that because Joe Biden is he isn't good either, that everybody's acting like Trump was the best president ever. And it's like, I want to smash glass against your fucking skull. Like, that's how I feel. Like, you know, figuratively. Please don't take me seriously. Figuratively. Okay, literally. Not literally. Figuratively. Okay? Figuratively. I want to shake you because I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, we're literally still dealing with the ramifications of those bad decisions. And y'all are really sitting up here acting like because he keeps it a buck about his ignorance, that means he deserves to be a president. Like, what are we like? We haven't learned anything from everybody almost dying. Like, I'm so confused. I just can't take the black people that say shit. Like, I can't take y'all. I can't take y'all. Y'all are like the new generation's Uncle Toms. Like, y'all are just ignorant, and y'all think that someone being extremely honest and vocal means that they're better than someone that lies to you, when essentially intent is always the most important part of anything. A lot of times y'all are too dumb for the information that they hide from y'all. Not all the time, but sometimes. Like, I would rather a motherfucker keep shit from me than somebody give me misinformation. Like, don't drink bleach. Thank you so much, Nicole, for the super chat. I just had to come on and tell you how fine you are. Fine. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Thank you. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Like the video, please. Can y'all like the video before we move on? I appreciate it. Okay, listen, and we're back. Listen, and we're back. Okay, when was America ever great? Girl, tell me. Tell me. I missed it. I missed it. Even the 90s were terrible. Okay, in one respect or another. Okay, so Lisa and Ayan go to lunch. Ayan bought lemons for Brooks because she was like, we had lemons, now we can make lemonade. Okay, I love her accent. I love the way she talks. And then we find out that the goat that Ayan got for Lisa ran away. Then it got, brought back, and then it had diarrhea and he had to change up the food. Child, look, don't even get me started on these damn baby animals. Okay. Ayan says that her husband was away. Okay, so Brooks gets there. And now we have to try to discuss what the issue is between Brooks and Ayan. And Brooks, sit down, white-eyed, but still, what's going on? And I'm like, she must be the one that's friends with Phaedra, huh? Uh-huh. It's a special type of woman to be friends with a bitch like Phaedra. And something about Caroline Brooks is giving me I'm Phaedra friend. But anyway, y'all, this light is annoying me. So anyway, what was I saying? Ayan explains that when Caroline Brooks called her at 7:00 in the morning to tell her that she was not invited to Caroline Stansberry's event because she wasn't that important to her, it triggered her because it's too early in the morning for that type of hateration and holleration in this dancery. Okay, first of all. Second of all, she said her mom and her sister was sick, which tells me people might have had the COVID. On number 3, her husband was out of the country for an entire month, and they have a codependent relationship. Look, I'm not mad at her about it. I'm just saying I understand. Okay? I understand how it is. Like, that's hard. Like when your husband is your person and you rely on them in one respect or another, spending a lot of time away from them can be like jarring. It's something that I've had to like kind of get used to over time. But I'm gonna just tell y'all, yeah, I feel like this hat is annoying me in some respect, and I want it to be equal on both sides. And then it's just kind of because of the camera, like, okay, listen, I don't want to start doing Lil Kim. But yes, okay, so Caroline says that Ayan could have told her that. She says, you could have called me and told me what you were going through, Ayan. And Ayan is like, first of all, okay, that's why we got two sides to the street. Okay. You be on here, I be on there, and then we meet in the middle. And we never met in the middle, which means don't expect me to call you if you ain't calling me, because the phone works both ways. And that's how I feel. I also feel like there have been a lot of times in my life when I have been the friend that is always reaching out and checking on people. And once you notice that that shit is not being reciprocated, I will fall back. Like, I'm gonna, you ain't got to tell me too many times, girl. I'm gonna fall back. Okay. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand how Brooks and Ayan will continue to have a friendship, because I don't like the energy of it. And then Caroline calling Lisa and Ayan dumb and dumber in a confessional, because Lisa was like, I feel like Caroline needs to apologize to Ayan for excluding her. I do feel like Lisa be going a little bit too hard, but that's her friend. And they've already said they're real friends. So if you want to defend your friend because you feel like people hurting her feelings for no reason, then I understand where you're coming from. And I'm not mad at you about it. Okay. In all honesty, I'm looking at Brooks like, what is your motivation for being friends with Caroline? What's your motivation for that? Let me know. How is she helping you? In what way? Nicole, thank you for another super chat. You know I'm coming with this energy every time I'm on here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Kiki, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry for my comment. I admit I was wrong as fuck. I love your content. You're very aspiring. Thank you. I appreciate that very much so. You know, it's just, you know, I just don't like feeling like anybody feels like my opinion is for any other reason besides how I feel. And not because I like somebody, because that's never the space that I'm coming from. If I identify with somebody, then I understand them, and I am more likely to see them in a way that I understand. So no, I'm not gonna have the same amount of angst when there are people who I don't understand or I don't get, i.e. Marlo and them. Like, I don't get that type of energy. I just don't. But ultimately, you know, I accept. Thank you. Brooks ain't right at all. Like, no, it doesn't feel good to me that you like kind of laughingly want her to feel bad. And to me, I feel like it comes from a place of jealousy as well. Like, I can't really think of another reason why you would try to have this adversarial relationship with a friend, where y'all keep having conversations where y'all apologize. And to me, I feel like it's coming more from Caroline Brooks than it's coming from Ayan. Like, I feel like Ayan is keeping it a buck and seemingly is a good friend to Lisa so far, you know, because it's only 3 episodes. But essentially, from what we've seen, like, she seems to be very genuine. And, you know, she has her own issues. Everybody has their issues, but I don't see her like actively trying to hurt people who aren't fucking with her first. So I like Ayan, and I don't know who. I think Ayan is my favorite. She probably became my favorite when she told y'all she was that bitch in 4 different languages, and most of them were languages from the continent of Africa. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that that's when she became my favorite, because I'm sorry, I go up for a bad bitch with intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because there's the area of bitch don't play with me, but also I know these languages, and languages are hard. So I always respect and have a lot of admiration for anybody that speaks multiple languages in that way. I wish that it was something that I was, you know, because I feel like in America, they don't teach you other languages in the same way as they do in other countries, the way they teach them English. Like, they have to know English. Whereas we, you know, learn Spanish and or French in school for the most part in public schools. And then you know it for the test and then you forget it, you know, as opposed to learning it so that you can actually speak it fluently. And I feel like the American, like, you know, education system is like stupid essentially, but obviously that's because everybody doesn't want to, they don't want to agree to the same level of curriculum for everybody. And it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. We learn languages too late. That's another thing. That's another thing. Thank you, Courtney, for the super chat. Loving the late night lives, Bondy. Oh, I'm so glad. I didn't know if y'all were gonna make it to this because I know how y'all really look for me during the day, but I just could not get both of these out today, you know. But I was with y'all early this morning and I came to y'all tonight. So, girl, you gotta love me, okay? Because I am giving you everything, darling. And Yan became my favorite when she said she shouldn't be the bigger person and Stansberry is 50. She is just a baby. She said that this episode. Yeah, that shit was funny. I'm not gonna lie. She shades. I like how she shades. Even her bringing the lemons to the sit down with Brooks, I thought was really cute. You know what I'm saying? Like shady but cute. I appreciate her energy. I do. It doesn't feel nasty. It feels corrective, but it doesn't feel nasty. Sarah had a photo shoot. And I like Sarah, but sometimes I feel like Sarah's just trying to flex on us. Like that's what this felt like. And it's episode 3, so I'm gonna allow it. But she had a photo shoot, and basically we just kind of understand her more as a Arab woman. She's not the acceptable version. She has tattoos, she has her own businesses. Y'all know she's single, and you know, she has kids, I believe, as well. I like her. She has gotten major surgery. That nose job was whoa. I mean, it was good work. She got some good work done, girl. When Caroline Brooks put Sarah on blast and said she the one with the most surgery head to toe, I was like, honestly, I don't know, but that nose job was worth it, girl. Like, like, whoa, that was crazy. Okay, that was absolutely fucking crazy. The difference, okay, between the before and the after. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't begrudge the girls, especially when they're not black girls. Okay. And I say that because I feel like a lot of times black girls are too hard on themselves when it comes to surgery and shit. Like everybody else, that's y'all business. But when it comes to the black girls, as being a black girl, I don't like when black women do too much because I feel like essentially we don't have to. So when we do a lot, I sometimes feel like it's coming from this space of trying to compete or look like white women. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay. Okay. All right. It's stable. But yeah, her photo shoot was dope, and I think she's gorgeous. And I like, you know, I like when she talks. I like her. I like her. Like I would follow her on Instagram and shit. I like her energy. It gives I've been through a lot and I've learned a lot, and I have a lot of like compassion for other people, and I appreciate that about Sarah. Caroline gets a lot of Botox and filler for free because she's an influencer. Okay. And she gives exotic white girl in Dubai. Okay. And that's why she does well. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was good. Was that Jose? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was salty like. That mascot got like a salty taste to it. I like that. Anyway, yeah, that's what it is. Smoke, which comes off as salty to me. So she getting her Botox and her filler because she think it make her look better. Brooks and Caroline go together when she does this. And then, they talk to us about Sarah in the surgery. Oh, Sarah being a lesbian. Sarah gives me lesbian, but scared to be out. Even her tagline. I like her. You know what, man? You ain't never lie. You ain't never lie. You know who I'm thinking about, right? You know who I'm thinking about. Oh, girl from the L Word. Y'all remember old girl from the L Word who went with Shane? She giving me girl who went with Shane. But you are absolutely right. Like the way she dressed and shit is feminine, but there are times like when she had on like a red button down or some shit like that. And the way she was kind of like sitting and showing her tattoos and shit, I was kind of like, yeah, she kind of sexy. And a lot of times I react to a somewhat androgynous energy in women. That's usually what I'm most attracted to. So if I'm attracted to a woman, it's usually because there's some androgyny about her. And I was just kind of like, Carmen, yes, it's giving Carmen. Come on, Jada. Know the characters. Come on. Okay, when I found this, my language in a way, I began to sing. And my soul was free on a gust of inspiration. I'm not gonna do it, but y'all know that's one of my favorite songs from the L Word soundtrack. They had a few of them over the years, but that song always reminds me of the Carmen and Shane era. It's this song called Lay Around by Jealous Girlfriends. Back in the day when that show first came out, it used to be real hard to find. But through the years with streaming and everything, it became easier to find. But that's one of my favorite ones from that soundtrack. And that always reminds me of the season when Carmen and Shane were together. Girl, don't make me remember. I'm gonna go binge watch it later. That was my season. Anyway. But yeah, that's what Sarah reminds me of. Brooks tells Caroline what Lisa said about her needing to apologize to Ayan for excluding her. And she like, girl, I ain't worrying about them. That was basically what she said. I can sometimes barely understand what Caroline Stansberry is saying when she's talking, but basically she was saying I ain't worrying about them. Brooks got that ab machine put on her abs. Y'all have seen this before. I can't remember what show did they do this on, and it was kind of like a scary thing. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. My girl Meredith motherfucking Brooks did that shit to somebody. She did that to the cousins. Yeah, she did that shit to Heather and Whitney's ass. That shit was hilarious. Okay. And Meredith was like extremely annoyed with them when she was questioning them with that shit on their stomach. Yes. So I believe Caroline Stansberry was trying to have that same type of moment, but you know, girl, you calm down. Calm down. Like, I'm just saying, Meredith is I love Meredith, y'all. I'm gonna just tell y'all, I don't go and follow many people until they've cemented themselves on shows in a way that I really like them. Like, if I really like you, or if I'm not paying attention, because sometimes I really like people and just be forgetting to go follow them. But like, when everybody be following people during Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I was like, I'm gonna follow Meredith, and that is it. And that is all, because I like her so much. I like her swag. Anyway, Sarah kind of like makes me feel like that too. Like somebody that's not really trying, they're themselves, and then you see people around them either copying or responding, but you know, like they just being themselves. Thank you, Medina B, for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate you, love. Thank you. Okay, yes. Okay, I like she fine. Wonder when she'll be mine. She walk past Cypress, rewind. Sing like one more time. If it got to hold up. Y'all should see lyric in the background. That's the reason why this is continuing to go. It would have stopped, but lyric was cheering me on with his dance moves. Anyway. So Caroline's husband and her kids, we see them together. She said, you know, he worked really hard to be liked by the kids. I don't care. I stopped caring and wasn't listening. The Mina Rowe fashion show. So Caroline isn't coming. She decided to text Lisa the day of to tell her that she's not coming. And I felt like that was fucked up. I felt like at the end of the day, you were trying to make it about you. And that's why you decided not to come. I didn't appreciate it. But I like the fact that Lisa didn't really care. Like, Lisa didn't let that shit ruin her day. And I'm so glad. And I knew it wouldn't, because this was extremely, like, this is a big deal for her as a Black woman to have this fashion show be as successful, as beautiful as it was, her business to be as successful as it is. This was a day for her. But let me go ahead and say this. Hold up. Give me a second. Before I say this, I'm going to just make y'all like this video one more time, because it's 400 of y'all. And every time y'all like the video, it tells more people to come. So like it, and then I'm going to tell y'all my real big issue. Okay. So I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all, Lisa's husband bothered me, and I didn't want to jump the gun. But the preview to next week's episode let me know that my feelings were correct when he got on stage at the beginning of her fashion show to give this intro speech. And he talked about how he's the one paying bills and all of his ideas are ignored. Sir, this is not about you. It doesn't matter. You are an investor. That's what you were supposed to do. Just like Lisa was supposed to give you 3 boys and take care of your household. Lisa did her job. As a husband who was the money man, you're a protector and a provider. You provided seed money for a business that became extremely successful that you didn't even believe in. And I feel like you resent her because you didn't think her business was going to do what it did. You thought you were going to be, oh, that's okay, babe. It didn't work out. I'm so sorry. Come back home and let me take care of you. You thought that was going to happen, and that did not happen. And now we're about to start seeing that even though we don't think she's with you for any other reason than she loves you, you are falling into the stereotype of being the controlling rich husband that thought he was going to be able to control his woman in some respect by giving her money. That's what it's coming off as. That's what it's coming off as. In Brooks, at the end, when everybody's, cheering and toasting to Lisa, why did you need to bring up that Caroline Stansberry wasn't there? Nobody cared. Nobody cared. No, I'm not doing P-Valley tonight. Thank you, K-Rup, for the super chat. About to make me take a shot on a school day. Listen, me too. I really love my therapist. She's really amazing. She is. And I honestly feel like I wish y'all understood how her making me be reflective about myself is what I give to y'all. Even in my commentary, I tell y'all the shit that my therapist has made me realize about myself as it pertains to certain things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Brooks killed the vibe. Her husband killed the vibe. He's weird. When he came over, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It's like, what do you want, a fucking pat on the back because you're proud of her? I didn't like his energy. But let me tell you something. Nina. Why did you make me want fries? Oh my God. Yo, she was so aggravating, but I love fries like that too. Yo, I love fries. Anytime I go anywhere and they have truffle fries on the menu, I'm probably going to order them. I love fries. And Nina spent this entire fucking fashion show looking for some damn fries. Then people said we don't have fries. She said, make it happen. An hour and a half went by. Then people brought the fries. I was just like, wait a minute. They brought them. Somebody cooked the fries. Somebody went and bought potatoes and made the fries. Yo, that's some killer boss ass shit. I might be a little tipsy at this point. I don't care. That's fucking hilarious. That she was waiting and them french fries came and they looked good. And then she was like, can I get some ketchup? And they were like, where's the ketchup? How do you give a fries with no ketchup? That's crazy. But yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. As someone who stands the potato, listen, I was some fries so bad now. I hate you. Oh my God. Nina was rude to the wait staff. I love fries, but entitlement was too much for me. Oh, what you mean? When she was like, make it happen? What she did that made you feel like that? I might have not been paying attention that closely because I was just like, damn, who got truffle fries? I was like, who restaurant be having them good truffle fries? Now I need to think about where I'm going next so I can get some truffle fries. Wherever I'm going this weekend, it's going to have some truffle fries. But tell me what you mean when you feel like she was being rude. I know her tone was make it happen, but I feel like essentially, I don't know if I can perceive that as rude or not. You know what I'm saying? But if it was something else, let me know.
Have you noticed when women are being wives, they only want to be appreciated, and when men are required to be husbands, they want to be worshipped? There's a difference. I don't know, just my observation. Yes, and it's because this shit is based off of patriarchy. It's based off of patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of based off of Abrahamic religions that put men at the top of the pyramid. For what reason, I'm not exactly sure. I guess because you niggas got broad shoulders. I can't exactly figure out the reason why the person that doesn't create life would be the head of a system in which life being created is the focus and the goal. Listen, but y'all gonna leave me alone about it, because then y'all gonna want to argue, and I don't feel like getting into it with y'all. But y'all just be out here like not understanding how you worshiping, a man as far as religion makes you worship men and feel like when men do good things, they deserve worship instead of appreciation and admiration, which is why men can require so much from women in society. You know what I'm saying? Babe, what's going on? Are you here? Hold up. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Because I moved my desk. So me and Lyric are like, arguing about the placement. Shout out to Ronnie DeVoe.
I see what he was saying. You had too much.
I still gotta watch that shit.
Yeah, just past your limit.
Tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow, y'all will get that in P Valley. That shit was funny. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. Another thing before I move on from Dubai was when Lisa said that she doesn't need Caroline's paid and bought for Instagram followers. Okay. She says Marrero doesn't make any money off your paid Instagram followers. I was like, because y'all don't know, like a lot of times the reason why people don't have the amount of people that they would have, especially on like Instagram, is because they don't pay for followers. I don't do that. Like people have said that, and I was like, word, you think I've been at like under 100K for 11 years because I paid somebody for this? I don't know. I appreciated Lisa though. I liked her. I liked the read because I feel like Caroline thought her staying at home with her bloated face and her new bow, that was going to make somebody feel away. And it did not. So I'm glad. Let's go ahead and move on. We're going to talk about Love Match, and then we're going to move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Are you guys ready? Because I'm ready. So who else is like super excited for Shay's relationship with Marquette? Is that his name? Marquette? I am super excited for this. She says the sex is good. They're vibing, and he's coming to her masquerade party to be introduced to everyone. And she's never really introduced someone she's dated to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big step for her. I also feel like she feels so much better about herself. And you can tell that somebody sexually desiring her made her feel really good about herself. And I think that's so important. But I really hope that her validation as a woman is not predicated on him providing that feeling for her, because then he becomes responsible for it. And when he disappoints you in some way, then you won't feel this way about yourself. You won't be vibrant. You won't feel like you're that bitch because this man took his affections or his love away from you. And that means that you were basically needing him to validate you in order for you to see yourself in that way. And that's exactly how you are when you decide that's how you are. Your energy It's merely predicated on you and what you decide. And so I love the fact that she found someone to make her feel good. But I just want her to be careful that it's about her and not, because she said he reminded me. And I'm glad that she said that, because I want her to be sure that it's just a reminder and not something that is, like not, she's not using him to put her self-worth on him. You know what I'm saying? Death worth it, girl. Stop playing. What you talking about? What you talking about? I think that's what happened in her last relationship. That's why she's so broken. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like even as a matchmaker, I think they put unnecessary weight on their relationships and their value in those relationships. So I feel like I just want to make sure that Shay feels better. You know what I'm saying? That Shay doesn't feel like this man is the only reason why she should feel like she likes herself, But anyway, Shay meets with her friend Shanta. And Shanta gives off like masculine energy. She's, brown skin, kind of in a muscular shape, thick, pretty, locks. Looks like she takes care of herself, makes a nice little amount of money. She have a good time on the weekends because she can afford to. Look like she get the niggas, toss them up and then throw them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's given in some respects. And she and Shay are friends, and she's trying to hook her up with somebody. She thinks that when Shanta says the man can't have high self-esteem, I'm like, no, I think she's confusing high self-esteem with arrogance. There's a difference. Because you can have high self-esteem and not be arrogant. But I think that she's experienced men who are on her level financially are arrogant. And they feel like it's confidence. But I feel like the way men are socialized, I think a lot of times they view real confidence as weakness, because real confidence isn't easily moved by bullshit. And men love to be easily moved by bullshit. And then if they handle it in an aggressive manner, that means they're a man. Versus someone that sits back and looks at the situation and realizes what someone's motives are in the first place for trying to upset them. And then looking at the situation like, okay, so if I get up and I box you the fuck out, do you have a weapon? Do you have a knife? Does your homeboy have one? Is your homeboy gonna jump on me? Do I have enough people with me in order to beat your ass and protect my girl at the same time? So I feel like essentially you know what I'm saying? Or this energy that because a man has a money, that he's better than the woman he's dating. Therefore, she should be kissing his feet because he has a good job and some money. And even him sitting down with her as a black man means that she should be kissing his feet because there aren't many of him. And she should be grateful. You know what I'm saying? It's either those mindsets, okay, about the way they view their manliness as it pertains to confidence. There is a difference, okay? And I think a lot of men don't know the difference, okay? And that's just what it is. She wants a man on her level financially, but she doesn't want to feel like the men are treating her like she's not good enough. And that's when I clocked that. That's why she said she didn't want somebody with high self-esteem, because she equates a man having high self-esteem to him being arrogant, therefore having the need to make her feel less than. But the truth of the matter is, if a man is fully confident in himself, then he has no reason to ever make a woman feel less than. He has no reason to ever make a woman feel like she doesn't deserve what she expects or deserve what she has, because he feels like he deserves what he has and he wants. So why shouldn't she? So I want, I want y'all to hear some of the things that are being said. Y'all should see Lyric right now. It's hilarious, but I like it. It's I don't know whether it's giving turtleneck and hat, but sexy. Not lame, like
it's giving fuckboy season.
It's giving fuckboy, but yes, it's giving. I look like a fuckboy, but I'm not. It was definitely giving Future just then. Okay, listen. Anyway, y'all can't see him, but he put. Give me the glasses. I'm not gonna put him on camera, but y'all, he put these glasses on. The nigga put these glasses on, okay? And I don't know about y'all, but don't these look like those fuckboy glasses that Future and them be wearing with their hats and their turtlenecks?
Like Amigos,
Yeah. Oh my God. I so like seeing Amigos perform. I love their synchronicity. Trying to avoid manosphere dudes. Absolutely. But I just want women to and men to realize the difference between being a confident man. Because I feel like a confident man is so sure of himself that he won't he doesn't feel insecure in the sight or in the space of a powerful woman. A man that feels the need to shrink a woman down to size to feel big means he already feels small. Therefore, he is insecure. Therefore, his self-esteem is not where he pretends that it is. Got me? Okay. Y'all, we are not here to talk about P Valley. I know y'all want me to talk about that, but you're just gonna have to come back tomorrow. Can we focus? Thank you. And if you don't want to hear what I have to talk about, leave and then come back later. All right, it's cool. But we're talking about Love Match right now, and then we're gonna get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Can you bear with me? Is it that boring? Is it that upsetting? Oh my God. Let me take a second. Okay. So I had to read the notes, y'all. I'm sorry, they were confusing me. Joseph and Paris meet with that comedian girl, Kiana, and she went on a date with this guy who was also 20 minutes late for the date. Why do they keep sending her on dates with people that are late? This guy was light complected with light eyes. They had an okay conversation, and Joseph referred Zeus. So I feel like he expected her to have a response to him because he was light complected with light eyes. Like, Joseph, we get it. Joseph, we get it. You have walked around your entire life feeling as if you guys, you're so amazing because you're light complected. And, I don't know if he has light eyes or not, but either way, like, you're pretty. So I feel like you've walked around feeling like you're, El DeBarge or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think you view light skin and light eyes in a certain respect that other people don't. I felt like that man couldn't have possibly, I don't know. It was the way they interacted. But when I looked at him, when I looked at old boy with the light skin and the light eyes and looked at Kiana, I was just kind of like, he's going to treat her like she's not as pretty as she is because he thinks he's prettier than her. So I felt. And then when Paris peeped it, because he wasn't her type, like she wanted some dark complected man. And he was like, oh, you didn't find him attractive with the light skin and light. And she was like, listen, it's not my type, Joseph. I know you like the light skin, light eyes and all of that, but I like a dark complected man. And Paris knew that. And Paris says that Joseph refers Zeus. And that wasn't even from the database. So they didn't even put him into the algorithm in order to match him with her in the first place. That was just somebody that he wanted to put Kiana on a date with. And that's what he used to do before Paris came into the picture. So apparently, Paris must be making his business better in some respects. But he believes because he's been successful thus far that he should continue on with pairing people based on his own biases. Girl, see, this is when biases matter. Not in my opinionated review. I'm not shading you. I'm just saying, okay? Those of y'all that call me biased, like that's one of the times that your biases really matter. When you're not even paying attention to what would actually pair somebody, but just because he looks how you feel like an attractive man should look. Light skin, light eyes. Okay? Anyway, the duo hooks up their client Manushka with a makeover, and they show her options for her date Blake, who's single with no children, and he's very chivalrous. Later we talk about that date, and he didn't make eye contact the entire date. He seemed young, but it went okay. She guessed. To me, it looked like she was his mom. It looked like she was on a date with somebody much younger than her. I don't know if that was the case or not. But I feel like he wasn't making eye contact because he wasn't interested in her. And I think he felt like she looked older than he would have wanted to date. And And that's no shade. I just feel like that's what happened. So they're sending her on another date. Hopefully this man can give her better energy. Cause girl, we didn't like it. None of us liked it. Shay meets with Lamont at a mask store to get ready for her masquerade party or whatever. And they talk about how Ming feels like he's messy because he invited her to Ming's party and she wasn't necessarily invited to Ming's party. But Lamont don't care. Like Lamont was like, and she'll get over it. And she will. Okay, so things are going well with Marquette, and he's coming to the masquerade party, and that's the only reason that I think Lamont passed up on spending some alone time with his little bite-sized boo. Okay, him and his old man are the exact same height, and they both like to wear vests and stand extreme upright. I was just like, y'all are adorable. Look at y'all little gay bookends. Okay, look at y'all. So I thought that was cute that they had their anniversary, but he still came to the masquerade party to support Shay, and so he could meet Marquette. So, y'all, Ming has a former match of hers, Tiana, come to her shop so that she can buy a wedding gown. And Ming is showing us that she matched someone a few years ago. They've now had 2 children. Now they're about to get married. And she's gonna sell her wedding gown. And this lady came in there with all of the ass in the world, y'all. This lady came in there with that ass sitting up so high and so tough. Okay, so tough.
That movie well.
I was just kind of like, oh wow. Shout out to Jamie. Oh wow, look at that. Wow, New York. Wow, New York. That's what it was giving. It was so much ass. I was just like, girl, you look amazing. But yes, it's so much ass. Okay. Girl, it was a lot. I was just kind of like, she fine in the motherfucker. I hope you have a easy time dressing her. And that's what we got into. So apparently Ming learned that the girls in Atlanta, like awkward body shapes. The girls in Atlanta like to be a size 0 on top and a size 12 on the bottom. Okay, that's what the girls like. Okay. And so Ming started to create the gowns based on what the women like, because they were coming in like a top, but not like the bottom and all of this type of shit. So she makes the gowns now. All right. And, it's just nice to see her have a woman come in who she can sell a gown to, who she also matched. That's cute because that's what she likes. Bondi, Joseph disregarded his client's preferences and figured just because his friend was light skinned and had light eyes, she'd automatically change her mind. So disrespectful. It is. I don't like Joseph. And in all honesty, I feel like Joseph brings out the worst in Paris because I'm starting to like Paris. Like, I don't even know how that's happening. Okay. But either way, Joseph and Paris go to lunch. And she wants him to learn how to turn work the fuck off. But he doesn't know how to do that. And because he feels as if that's the way he's been successful thus far, that he should not change his ways of being, even though it's making his partner unhappy. And that's the shit I don't like. And I feel like he was trying to propose to her, but he's only trying to propose to her as long as she's fitting some criteria for him. Like, she needed to not be upset. She needed to not be bothered. She needed to take him, taking her away from her conversation. She needed to take him ignoring her because he was working. Like, she needed to, basically take him working over paying attention to her in order for him to feel like she was deserving of him proposing to her. And that's what it felt like to me. Because he was like, I've been manipulating her and I've been playing with her head this whole time because she doesn't know that he's about to propose to her. And I'm just kind of like, why are you finding glee in playing with her mind? I had to make my own husband realize that you need to get that in order. Because whenever you always want to play games with somebody, whenever you always want to like make them think it's one thing, when whenever you playing mind games like that, I'm worrisome of you. Check that the fuck out. Okay, because something is amiss on the inside that you need to fix for why you always want to have some type of gotcha relationship with your old lady, to the point, and it wasn't this deep, y'all, don't get me wrong, but he, used to like to gank me a lot, and I used to be like, okay, why do you want to get me agitated? Okay, they didn't have it, come home, they got it. Nigga, shut up. Why are you trying to get me slightly agitated? Just petty. But anyway, child, he's grown out of that. He's not done that in a while. He's not done it in a while, Brian, and I'm so happy. But Joseph is definitely on another level with that shit. But I think that's what his expectation was of her, and that annoyed me. Yeah, no, he's absolutely self-absorbed and selfish and emotionally immature. Anytime a man is like having these temper tantrums like this at his big age, you can't control yourself. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. But he was planning to propose to her, and he sees this annoyance as part of his plan. On the way to Shay's masquerade party, Joseph is working. Paris is tired. He's getting ready for cuffing season. And she says, well, what about her? She's not happy. Why do you think that at a moment when your woman is most in distress, that is the time that you should propose? That seems like some type of mind game that I haven't exactly put my finger on in a way to articulate. But something about it feels hella manipulative that you would choose a moment of great aggravation to propose. Kelly tells Tana that her guy Chris isn't moving to Atlanta. He's decided that he doesn't want to move to Atlanta, and she gets really upset about it, and I guess it makes her feel as if she's choosing between him and her business. But she says that she's not going to give up on her man, and she's not going to give up on her business. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like she needs to let him go. And it's not because I feel like they can't have a long distance relationship. It's because I feel like something about him pretending as if he was going to go this entire time, and then in fact deciding to not go now that things are getting going. It feels like some type of insecure nigga manipulation. And her crying and feeling bad about her business being successful is a red flag to me. I don't feel like a man should ever put a woman in a situation like that, especially when they are both grown ass people. And you knew what you were getting into when you got with her. You knew she was, career oriented and was starting, this business. You met her when she was already doing this. So the idea that she would switch it up and not do her business in Atlanta, I don't know. Or maybe he just didn't want to be on a reality show. Maybe that was it. And then that's the reason why he didn't want to move, because he felt like moving would make him be on a reality show. Maybe that's the reason why. But based on what we see in the next episode, something about it made me feel like now she's going to feel as if she needs to think about moving away from Atlanta so that she can be more available to this man who I feel like will not provide her with the fulfillment that she gets from her career. You know what I'm saying? If she can deal with traveling back and forth, if he can deal with traveling back and forth, continuing going on, then they should do that. But I feel like at some point that's going to get tiring. And like I said, I feel like it just kind of felt like a situation where he was trying to set her up. Moving to Atlanta should have been a whole conversation before she moved and set up shop. I feel like it was. Based off the conversation she had with Tana this episode. It made me feel like she knew, like they had a conversation that she felt like he was going to move. And now he's deciding, now that the business has gotten going, that he's not going to move. That's what that conversation sounded like for me. And I don't want her to feel like that means that she can't have love or can't find love. More so the fact that there are more men that are always trying to get you to give something up to be with them. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like no matter what, they're always asking you to give something up to be with them, because they feel like if you have something that they feel is more important than them, they see it as competition, as something to compete with, something to stump out, something to make harder. You know what I'm saying? Versus being 100% supportive of it in whatever way you can. I'm not saying this man should move his life for her, but I am getting the feeling that he told her that he would move originally, and now he has changed his mind. My ex proposed to me the day after a major argument in front of our friends. It pissed me off. Yeah, it feels like a manipulation tool of somehow. It doesn't feel like something you're doing out of genuine want to marry someone. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on from that, everybody gets to the masquerade party. Marquette is there. I felt so good for Shay, watching her dance and, you know, put her hand on the back of that man's head like they didn't just had all kinds of good sex. Great steaks. I was here for it. And then here come Ming. Apparently Ming, child, Ming is feeling dehydrated. It's feeling bitter. It's feeling lonely. It's feeling misery loves company. It's giving thirst. It's not giving a woman that is in a good place in her life at all to me. That you would come to this event and decide that you want to drop this bomb that this man was in your DMs as if this man was trying to fuck you. Even though, based on the DMs we saw, it seemed as if he was inquiring about your services and asked about your pricing. Because your response was something like, I charge it before I meet with my clients. Thanks for inquiring. And he said, make sure you don't tell anybody about it, which I feel like sounds like he was embarrassed about possibly paying someone to help him find a date. But then decided to change his mind. Or he didn't want y'all to know that he wanted to date somebody that was outside of his ethnicity, because that is, in fact, what Ming is known for. Or it could be what everybody think Ming does, which is put men in contact with women that fit their persuasion for a limited amount of time. Allegedly. I don't think that's what she do. I don't. But I'm going to just go ahead and say it's been insinuated on the internet, okay? And so I just didn't like that Ming did this, because I feel like it shows hateration and holleration in the dancery. You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt to me. I would have hired the duo over Ming too. Yes, because that's what it seemed like he did. He went and hired the duo and they put him in contact with Shay. And we love it. We love it. Okay. Because it's just giving good. I like it. It's giving, I found out I've been missing, always on the run. I've been looking for someone. Come on, Yeti Mike. Now you're here like you've been before, and you know just what I need. It took some time for me to see that you give good love to me, baby. So good. Take this heart of mine into your hands. You give good love to me. It's never too much. Baby, you give good love. Listen, it was something I was always searching. Shay, girl, we over here is happy for you. It felt good for us, girl. Oh, I was here for it. But with that being said, let's get into Paris and Joseph. So Joseph tried to pull Paris away from a conversation. And because she was already feeling a way about him being in work mode when they were in a car on the way there, she didn't want to be disrupted from her conversation. And so he got upset that she did it on camera. He felt disrespected. He was acting like a little nigga. Okay. And he had a little temper tantrum. And she ended up following him. And he was like, no, I don't want to have this conversation on camera. But why are you doing this on camera? And then the cameras are following him. He's like, no, this is real life. And that's how you know everything he does in front of the cameras is bullshit. That's how you know everything he's doing in front of the cameras is a perpetration. Because as soon as you and that girl got into an argument, you're gonna talk about this is real life. Nigga, this supposed to have been real life the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Joseph looked like he likes to hit one. I ain't gonna say that because I don't like to put that on people, but it definitely gives me an aggressive energy that I don't feel comfortable with. And Paris keeps telling him that he needs to calm down. He's trying to open the door so the camera people can go inside. He was just doing entirely too much, out of control of himself. Out of control of himself. And I just kind of feel like it's very weird for me that people are constantly trying to be in control of other people, i.e. him trying to control Paris. Because you can't tell me that's not what it's like. When you give her a job, it's so that you can also be with her 24/7 so you can see what she's doing. Don't think that's not why he didn't give her a part of his business. He wanted to be around her all the time. He wanted to see what she was doing. He wanted to make sure that he didn't have any competition because Paris feels like a wild and free one. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like him giving her a part of his business was a way to control her because he doesn't value her opinion, even though it seems as if a lot of the times he should maybe consider it. You know? So I just kind of feel like it feels scary. I'm gonna just say it. And I've been feeling that way for a minute. Like anytime a man aggressively argues with a woman in this way, especially the way he argued with Shay, I know people don't like to put this much energy on things, but I do. Whenever a man gets aggressive with a woman in that manner in confrontation, and he doesn't show acknowledgement for the fact that a physically weaker human is in their presence, it shows a lack of understanding. Like, for instance, Barack is having a hard time with the new dog, right? Because of Olivia. If Olivia was not here, Barack would not have any issue with Juvie. But because Juvie wants to play with Olivia and they barking and fight and all of that, Barack wants to protect Olivia because that's his partner. Okay? And so he acts crazy. And I had to check him. Okay? That's something that happened recently. Y'all have my nerves bad. The baby was fine. I called him, and he's old. So I was able to get him together quickly because he's old. But even Barack, as a dog, understands that someone is weaker than him. A dog, smaller dogs, he understands, are weaker than him from a very young age. He's a fucking dog. He understands that he doesn't have to be rough with little bitty dogs. He would only get like that in protection of Olivia. I promise y'all. Okay? So that tells me that even if my animal understands he should have reverence for a smaller version of himself, that a man should have reverence for a woman not being physically as strong as him, especially if a woman is not coming at him aggressively. So when I see a man get in an aggressive argument with a woman who is not being aggressive with him, Shay was not aggressive. Shay did not really move. Shay stayed in one spot. She lit her sage. Her posture did not change. She did not lunge forward in any manner. Like, she wasn't doing anything that could have been perceived as aggressive in her argument with Joseph, and Joseph was aggressive. And then we get to this moment where he's arguing with his woman in this way, jacking away from her, walking away, trying to open the door for the camera people. He was doing so much that it made me, and it reminded me, and I could be wrong, but it reminded me of men I've known that have been insecure and extremely aggressive and physically abusive towards women for whatever reason. Okay? But that's what it reminded me of, because men, a lot of times, men who absolutely don't put their hands on women don't act in this manner, even in verbal altercations. The way he responded to a verbal argument a few episodes ago between he and Shay is what made me feel like he's not safe. And then we get to this moment and I'm feeling like, I'm still feeling like Joseph is not safe. Joseph, he gives closet anger. I don't know if it's closet anger. I don't want to put that out there because I know how y'all get offended about, somebody thinking that y'all could possibly like dick and don't want to admit it to yourself. God forbid. But ultimately, I feel like he has anger, period. and he needs to learn how to deal with it because it's not a good look to me. But anyway, we're about to move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if everybody's ready to get upset, I've been drinking, amongst other things. Mind your business. I'm an adult. Okay, whatever you need to hear to mind the business that pays you. Let's get into this. You being nice, Bondy, but I see a functioning coke. I am being nice. I ain't want to say it, but when you said it, I was like, you know what? All y'all that show me love, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I want y'all to know that. I don't just be seeing the fucked up shit. The good shit is what keep me going, y'all. Know that. Know that. But I got some shit I'm working through because I'm a people pleaser. Thanks, Dad, Mom. Appreciate y'all for that. Conversations me and my therapist need to have in 2 weeks. Okay, listen. Conversations that I swear to God I won't call time. What's wrong with y'all? But I'm gonna let it go for right now because we ain't got time for that. But I'm just saying everybody's dealing with things. Everybody's working through things. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Let's see what else is going on. Jesus, take the wheel and drive me off the cliff. He's giving Jocelyn. Not he's giving Jocelyn. It's giving Jocelyn. I'm gonna need people to stop feeling like Candy owes Sheree any loyalty. Since season 3, Sheree has been throwing Candy under the bus. Girl, Glam Girl TV, baby, you said it. I don't think I don't think the girls owe Sheree any loyalty. I think that Sheree and Marlo have decided that they want to make Kenya and Candy their adversaries this season in order to solidify getting a peach for another season so that they can make sure they're getting this big paycheck for another season because they both need it. But I think that's the only reason we're going to make a big deal out of everything. I think it's the only reason Sheree is making a big deal out of Candy not being a good friend. Like, girl, you ain't never been a good friend to nobody. The fuck is you talking about? Especially not none of the black girls on this franchise. Remember the last time we saw you was running behind Kim Zolciak's racist ass. I said what the fuck I said. So I don't give a fuck about loyalty to Sheree. And I've been saying that and I won't change my position. I have seen seasons and seasons and seasons of Sheree. I got it. I'm good. Okay? I got it and I'm good. Listen, I know I'm a people pleaser. That's why it's sometimes so hard for me to deal with the way people come at me because I often feel like I'm being attacked. And people feel like I'm being sensitive, but I personally feel like if you don't have this many people talking crazy to you on a daily basis, then you can't tell me that I'm being sensitive. I do, in fact, feel like I am often being attacked, and I am. And it's not about me. Once again, it's about you. But essentially, it's still happening. And as an empathetic person that cares about how people feel and think of me, but also doesn't give a fuck enough to let it affect how I act, it's a very hard place to be in when you're on your period. So, or when it's about to come down. So fuck with me or don't. But this is where we are. And I feel like y'all follow people that say things all the time that make y'all feel like shit. So y'all are going to leave me the fuck alone. So here we go. Sonya brings her gold medals for the winner of the Dirty Wine contest. Okay. And I'm like, dirty wine, girl, like a dirty wine is a wine and a wine. And a wine 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 and a wine. Like that's a wine, right? My Pilates is working. But bouncing up and down because you got big ass heels on like Marlo did. Ain't no dirty wine. But I feel like nobody, I don't know who else could have done better, but I think they didn't expect her to have them. I feel like they didn't expect her to have them knees. So they gave her the award just because she, because I don't think Marlo has a lot of rhythm. I don't think she has a lot of rhythm. So I think that it was because she was bouncing real low. And they were like, that bit bounce low and that bit knee good. And I'm like, let me tell you something. Any grown woman knows that bouncing up and down like that is always easier when you have on heels than when you have on flat shoes. So it was cute, but you can calm down a little bit. Just sad. It's sad. Okay. Sonya bringing out the gold medals to flex. I'm not even gonna lie. When Drew said we haven't seen Candy break out her Grammys for y'all to touch, we haven't seen Kenya break out her crown for y'all to touch. And I'm like, has Kenya not ever broken out the crown? I feel like Kenya should have broken out that crown. Listen, I'm not mad at Sonya being proud of her accomplishments because I feel like when people come on reality shows and actually have accomplishments to back some shit up with, I appreciate your energy at all times, my good girl. However, I just feel like Sonya is doing a lot too quickly. That's the only thing. I feel like she's doing a lot to please people. I feel like and this is coming from a people pleaser. I feel like she's doing a lot to prove her worthiness and to flex. And I just kind of feel like, Sonya, you so cool, like by yourself. You are a track star. You are an Olympic gold medalist. You are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Your husband is sexy as fuck. Like, I feel like you're doing too much to prove yourself worthy of being in this space. And I think it's because you think you have to be strategic about it. But how it shows up is you trying too hard to achieve the connection with Candy and Kenya because they're more solidified in connection to Real Housewives, on top of the fact that they are more influential just in life. Like, it is what it is. Sign on me a flex level. Yeah, like you don't need to do all that. You can just be. And she's so cool that I feel like if she would have just played it cool and just chilled on some shit, then I feel like everybody would have loved her. If she would have taken the approach with Drew, like, yo, Drew kind of doing some fugazi shit. So she would have said, Drew, I'm gonna tell you the truth, girl. I don't know how I feel about this drop it with Drew shit. Coming as an athlete, shit sign kind of fugazi. I don't know. If she would have said that in conversation to Drew versus talking to it, about talking about it to everybody else except for Drew, and then bringing Drew in front of it just felt like you were picking low hanging fruit with Drew in order to prove yourself worthy of being on the side of the other girls. And I just kind of feel like you were rushing to create the narrative. And when girls do that, the new girls do that a lot, so I'm going to give you a break, Sonya. I'm going to wait for this whole season to play out before I fully form my opinion of you, because before Real Housewives of Atlanta, I had such a high opinion of you. So I'm going to just wait. But I do see and feel like I'm a full-time, gold medalist, put some respect on my name. To me, even though, bitch, yes, girl, yes, okay? I felt like in this forum, it low-key fell flat. Because what Drew meant when she says you were clout chasing is that you were throwing her under the bus so that you could befriend Kenya and Candy, which was unnecessary considering the fact that Kenya and Candy didn't have any beef with Drew. But I think that she was trying to do two things at one time: have beef with somebody who was easily expendable and who she could actually deal with, and also liken herself to the two power players on the show. That's what I feel. And that's because she's strategic and smart, and she looked at it from a strategic, smart point of view. But reality TV is not that easy. It's not that easy. It's not like a sport. It's not something that you can 1-2 punch. It is something that requires a level of emotional intelligence that only really good producers and executive producers have in order to be able to decipher how some shit will go ahead of time. A lot of the times, people that get on reality shows only see reality shows like this one, ensemble cast like this one, from the outside looking in, and they learn the strategy of it and they think they got it. And then they come on the show and they do the strategy they think they've seen win. But what they don't understand is that the public and the producers don't like watching you produce yourself. So, because they don't like watching you produce yourself, if ever they see you trying to do that, they will not allow editing to make you look like the good guy. They're just not going to do that because they need you to see that you just need to be natural. And they know that forcing you to get your ass tapped by social media will force a natural reaction out of you versus the produced one that you're trying to give us with this fake argument with Drew. Bow. Big Ego 305, thank you so much for the super sticker. Have you considered reviewing Seeking Sister Wives? I have not, even though I have seen a lot of conversation about how problematic it is. Maybe one day I'll take a watch and we'll have a conversation, but I don't know if I can tie myself down to another show. Maybe just when things are interesting. But thank you so much for the super chat. Let me see what y'all are saying before we move on. Hold up. Okay, so she brought the medals out. What else? Sonya and Drew get rowdy. Drew asked if she paid for the makeup artist. Sonya says, you didn't send me the information. Sonya's mom is getting involved because Drew is doing that thing. And I watched Candy speak on it. And to me, she spoke about this perfectly. And she said she liked it the same way I said I liked it. Y'all, I'm sorry, but I have a low-key a like for women that know how to argue without getting really aggressive, especially now that I've gotten older. There's something about a woman that can antagonize you and keep control of herself at the same time. Something about it it's just hilarious to me. And Drew does that. Drew is really annoying about that. I think in real life, that may not be that easy for someone who doesn't have really good discipline of themselves to handle. But if you have really good discipline about the way you handle your emotions, you can handle somebody like Drew. But I do think that Sonya was right. Drew is doing what she has learned from being gaslit constantly by her husband. Thank you, Vivs, for the becoming a member. I wanted to say super chat. For becoming a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't argue with mamas either. And y'all see Drew didn't say anything. However, I'm going to say this. I don't care what's going on. You're not going to tell me how to move my face. Y'all, Drew is aggravating as shit. I am recognizing it. I see it. But I am also someone who's hyper, like, you know, my facial expressions say a lot. You're not going to tell me how to move my face. You know, you're not going to tell me how to move my face. No, Sonya's mom was wrong for interjecting. She absolutely should have been doing what Candy's mom was doing, which was either trying to bring peace to the moment or staying out of it. Y'all heard what Mama Joy said. This is too small for y'all to be arguing about. Y'all don't need to be arguing about this. That's too small. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mama Joyce wanted y'all to see that y'all were too big for this type of, you know, minuscule arguing. Like, step it up, ladies. Let's act like we have some sense. But once Mama Joyce was being her higher self in the room, Sonya's mom wanted all the smoke. And I've been telling y'all that Sonya's mom is with the shits. Ever since she jumped bad with her daughter for saying that it's been difficult living in a house with a whole bunch of people, I was just kind of like, okay, red flag. And I'm just saying, it's going to show through how you've probably created like this hyper aggression in Sonya. Because y'all not going to tell me that Sonya wasn't doing a lot. Like, I just kind of feel like if you recognize how Drew is, don't let her upset you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, have control of yourself. And to me, it just showed that Sonya is somebody that kind of feels the need to prove something, you know, that bullying, that leading with your chest shit. Like, I definitely feel like there is a need to do that when it comes to Sonya. Drew says that she's clout chasing. Sonya says she's a 4-time gold medalist. Put some respect on my name, okay? Then Drew asked Kenya about how she felt about Candy and the sex toys. And Candy says, don't get prim and proper. Don't get prim and proper. Okay, how was the lead actress from Twi? And I'm like, Candy, that don't have nothing to do with this. Candy, that don't have nothing to do with this. Listen, Kenya being in a movie pretending to have a threesome, it has nothing to do with her allowing other people to play with her pussy in real life. That's not the same thing, Candy. So let me stop you right there in the name of love, bitch. Okay, no. All right, that's no. But like Mama Joy said, You had a choice whether you was going to wear them or not. I don't understand why we're mad about her gifting them to you. You didn't have to wear them. If you didn't want to wear them, then you didn't have to wear them. And Candy speak on it. She says that she wasn't thinking about it like it was going to be the men buzzing other women's vaginas. She was thinking that if the women were getting into arguments, then you would just buzz them and they would like stop arguing. She was thinking of it as a ha 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 thing because they had done it to Cynthia at the bachelorette party with Bolo and all of them. Okay. So essentially, I feel like we're going to act like Candy is not about selling her sex toys. This is about selling Candy sex toys. I don't care what anybody else is talking about. Kenya, I feel like you're acting like this because you didn't have a man to play with your pussy. Like you wanted a man to play with your pussy and you didn't have one to play with your pussy. So you're going to make a big deal out of something that was obviously a choice. Okay. Marlo says Kenya fucked half of Hollywood. Candy and her speak on it said that Kenya is mad at her right now because of the way they edited the show. They edited it in a way that made it seem like when Candy said that girl, the way, we've heard about your sex life, she was talking about the way Kenya talked about fucking people in a coyote cavern or some shit like that. That's what she was talking about. But the way they edited it together, they made it seem as if Candy was saying what Marlo was saying, which was that Kenya has fucked half of Hollywood. I don't believe that. And I also feel like, I don't know why Marlo is so 1999, but I need her to find new reads. Like, I need y'all to find new reads. Let me respond to this. Candy needs to respect that some people aren't as comfortable sexually, but the other ladies need to not make it a huge deal. I feel you on that, Nikki, but I feel like at the same time, when we're saying she needs to respect it, how is she not respecting it? Giving them the toys and saying, if y'all want to participate, this is what we're going to do. If you don't want to participate, then don't participate. I don't know how that's not respecting it. But I also want to remind y'all that it was just last season with the Bolo shit that Kenya was busting it wide open and listening to everything that the mistress had to say. So I say all that to say she has, she's played a part in some of the things they've done before. So I don't think it was entirely out of pocket to just gift her. Because I feel like if Candy would have gave everybody except for Kenya and the single girls the vibrating panties, everybody would have felt the way. Like, so you giving out gifts to everybody but us? You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like I knew instantly Candy was talking about the coyote story. I actually just think Candy's toys must just be poorly made. Remember, she said something about remotes controlling other devices. Yes, that may be the case, girl. There are 40 to 50-year-old women. They all have body counts. Sex shaming is so 1992. Exactly. Grow the fuck up. I feel like Marlo and Miss Wanda would get along. Now Marlo and Miss Wanda will get along, child. Marlo tea gonna get spilled soon. She gonna gag. Oh, what tea? Kenya is meaner when she isn't getting any. Yes, that's how I feel, Cece. That's why she making a big deal out of this, okay? I think she was still fucking Mark back when they did Bolo. So I think the situation was a little different. She's a little game for it when she is getting some dick on a regular. But when she's not, homegirl is not as fun. It was the fact that the men were around, completely different situation. I'm not saying that they shouldn't feel uncomfortable. I'm just saying nobody was forcing it on them is what I'm saying. The difference is it was only the women. The last time Kenya got too comfortable with someone's husband, she got called a whore, so I don't blame her. Let's not act like that was a mistake. Kenya was intentionally doing shit with Apollo to piss Phaedra off. Please stop acting like she slipped and fell into that situation. Y'all gonna annoy me with bringing up that old shit like Kenya wasn't at fault in that shit, and she absolutely was. I think Kenya didn't like the panties because people's spouses were involved. The husbands were not at the party. And as I said, she did not have to wear them. It's very simple. Y'all are going to keep saying it was a different setting. I'm just saying that you could wear them or you could not wear them. And y'all are acting like Candy wasn't giving anybody a choice in the matter. And I just feel like she could have been like, girl, I'm not wearing that. And then that could have been that. Saying not the lead actress and Twi being approved is not respecting it. No, I feel like that was a response to making a big deal out of it. If she would have just been like, listen, it had already happened and Kenya didn't wear it. Did we see Candy be like, Kenya, why you didn't wear it? Like, to me, that would be not respecting that you didn't want to wear it. You making a big deal out of it and acting like somebody is out of hand because they're trying to sell their fucking sex toys on this show, which we all know is the reason for doing this. Okay. Kenya is putting 20 on 10 and Candy knows it. And I think Kenya knows it too, because if Kenya was getting some dick right now, she would not be overreacting to this situation. Y'all are overreacting to the situation. I don't care what y'all are talking about in the chat. I'm about to be over talking about this. Y'all don't have to wear them. Candy didn't say they had to wear them. She didn't have to wear them. It was very simple. Wear them, don't wear them. That's it. Nobody forced her to wear them. And Candy shouldn't need a talk because she offered it to everybody. Like, it doesn't require a talk. This is because I am trying to sell my bedroom candy. Hello. Y'all gonna act like this is way harder than it is. And it's really not that hard. The other husbands were there. Don't wear it. Very simple. Like, I just don't get why y'all acting like her throwing shade back at Kenya is her trying to not respect Kenya's boundaries. Like, no, not respecting boundaries is pushing the shit in your panties anyway. Like, stop overreacting. Okay. I'm sorry. It's a choice. Get over it. What else? Marlo is doing an expo, Glam It Up, to help her foster kids. She wants to help make a difference in these girls' lives. She's gifted them with trips and designer shopping sprees. And, you know, she wants the girls to feel good about themselves and feel like they are deserving, because y'all know that Marlo was in foster care. Her mom was a drug addict and abused her. She's often said that foster care was a saving grace for her because she got away from her abusive mother. So we're going to circle back around to that. Sonya tells the rest of her family about what happened with Drew calling her a clout chaser. And, you know, she told her dad about the 4-time gold medalist, and her dad was like, boop, boop. It's like, nigga be excited. Nigga drop that trump card. Bow. Okay, 4 Olympic gold medalists. Bitch, nuts, sack, forehead, bam. Okay. Drew talks to Marlo. Marlo takes this opportunity to go in on Candy yet again for not being there for Sheree. They're full of shit. Girl, fuck Sheree. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not doing this with y'all acting like Sheree's really hurt, really views Candy as a friend like that. Like, girl, go to hell. I'm not doing this with y'all. That's how you know that this was a scheme that they had set up to come to us with the bullshit. What else is going on? Sheree talks to her therapist about Tyrone ghosting her. I feel like if you fucking with a nigga in jail in your 50s, your therapist isn't working and maybe you need a new one. He says Tyrone saw her as a fantasy and he wanted to keep her that way. Sheree feels like she was naive. You were. He says she's repeating patterns. Probably. And she says that she doesn't want to talk to him right now, but she may not want to talk to him for the rest of her life, which shows us she's learned nothing. She still hasn't completed She by Sheree. So her therapist tells her she needs to put her focus on that instead of Tyrone. Okay. And they agree that she shouldn't date anybody else in jail. Okay. She said she's done with that. I said, girl, dating somebody on probation is the same thing as dating somebody in jail, but you're going to act like it's different. It's not. It's really, really not. It's not. Like the video. We're going to press on. Like the video. Hold up. Okay. All right. Okay. Candy wants to give some things away to Marlo's girls. So she pulls out these huge bags of clothes to go through them. And Todd is like, no to all these clothes. Marlo is not going to want any of these used clothes for her girls. And Candy calls her on the phone like, hey, girl, you know, I wanted you to come over and look through these clothes that I have that I want to give to the girls. And Marlo is like, Candy, I really don't like to give my girls used clothes. And Candy was like, oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay. All right. Then I will talk to you later. And my point on Twitter was, how can you make a living and present the archive to us, which is essentially hand-me-down clothes that have been worn by celebrities and then worn by other people, and you've rented them out and dry cleaned them over and over again, and you're telling the foundation that you run that you don't want those girls to accept used clothes. If y'all don't understand the conflict of interest there, if y'all don't understand the hypocrisy there, I don't know what to say. I think it's hypocritical. I think it's stupid. Okay? So, yeah. Kenya and Sheree meet up, and Sheree is eating already, which I feel like was disrespectful. It almost showed I don't really fuck with you like that, so I'm gonna start eating before you get here, and then I'm gonna act nice, nasty about it. Kenya talks about not getting, her products in Walmart on time because she's doing everything by herself, and she doesn't have a team. Sheree understands because for her, that's the reason why, She by Sheree has never happened because she was always doing it by herself. I was like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. Sheree then says that every time she works with a man that's managing the business for her, right when they get to the point where they're about to solidify everything, they'll turn around and be like, well, I like you. I feel like that's happened a couple of times, but I also feel like if Kenya has to tell you that you need to find women to help you with your business, I think you don't really want help with your business. And I feel like you're full of shit and you're just lazy and you really you don't want to do all that it takes to actually put that clothing line out. And it may not even just be that you're lazy. It may be that you're scared to fail. So you're like, what if I put it out and the quality isn't good? What if I put it out and they don't like it? You may be second guessing yourself into not doing it. That's just how I feel about it. It wasn't hypocritical. It's her charity, which she has a personal stake in. She can structure it how she chooses, but be clear about it. I don't feel like I'm not clear about anything. I am already understanding Miss Pretty G, or Pretty Mrs. G, I'm sorry, that it's her charity. I'm clear on that. And I still feel like it's hypocritical. So there's that. Moving on from there. As I was saying, I think Sheree's full of shit. I think Sheree is just finding excuses to not put She by Sheree out, because I feel like at some point you should have realized that was something that you needed to do in order to make money, instead of whatever the fuck you've been doing this entire time. What, like working hard to get back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl? I don't know. Kenya brings up how she felt about Marlo trying to, basically turn Sheree against her and saying that she doesn't believe she was really sick when Kenya is still sick, okay? She wants Sheree to know that she actually did care about her and she really was trying to be there for her. And Sheree appreciates that. And Kenya has peeped Marlo working overtime to mess over her. I feel like Marlo is not only working overtime to mess over Kenya, she's also working overtime to mess over Candy, which is why we're making a big deal out of clothes. Okay, so the girls meet up. Drew and Sonya get there first. It was super duper awkward. Then Marlo comes in and she talks about how she has to have this phone conversation with her sister later on. Her sister got arrested over a traffic violation, but because the judge saw that she had mental health issues, he doesn't want to let her into an outpatient facility, which is what she wants. So she's trying to take it to trial. So Marlo wants her kids to try to convince her otherwise. And I just kind of felt like I didn't think that was healthy, because I feel like, just like Marlo said, she felt responsible for not being able to get her mom off drugs. I feel like asking those boys to make that plea to their mother would make them feel responsible for why she didn't make the right decision, just like you. You know what I'm saying? Just like you felt. I feel like it might have been better to just let it be what it is. Instead of trying to force her to make a decision, just let it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? because I think that forcing the boys to try to talk to her might have been the trauma she was trying to protect them from. But I also feel like this goes with the fact that I think Marlo lacks depth and overall emotional intelligence. So because of that, I think she didn't exactly make the best decision in this moment with her nephews. And we're going to talk about it at the end of the episode, because I don't want to be harsh about it or anything, but something about it felt disingenuous, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So Candy is in LA shooting a la carte, which I have told y'all about. Really, really good. Y'all should check it out. But Candy was out of town working during this sit down. Okay. Marlo starts talking about how she was offended that Candy wanted to give hand-me-down clothes to her girls. And Kenya checks her and says that their work shouldn't be in the clothes, which I totally agree with. Okay. And you have this thing where when people try to do something, if it's not the way you want it, you devalue it. Kenya says you were trying to vilify me. We're going to get into Kenya in a minute, but I want to talk about this. So I really respect what Kenya said, because that's how I felt. I felt that you feeling offended. Like, I know y'all are trying to act like she has her criteria for her charity. And if Candy called you about those clothes and you said that your girls don't receive those clothes, and Candy said, okay, fine, and left it at that, why are you talking about it with the other women and saying that you felt offended by it, as if Candy meant to harm you or your girls or degrade your girls by offering them her gently worn, expensive ass Alex and Olivia clothes that cost hundreds of dollars? So to me, I feel like Marlo was using this moment, like many other moments, to turn people against Candy, to make Candy an adversary, to make Candy the bad guy, even when Candy was just trying to do something nice by providing the girls of her foundation with her very expensive, gently worn Alex and Olivia clothes. Okay. I was listening to Candy's live, and her producer assistant was in the background. Like, it was a big ass bag of Alex and Olivia clothes. And Candy was like, I hadn't even worn all of those clothes maybe one time, you know, if that. So I was kind of like, I'm looking at it like this. I feel like all young women should experience what it's like to go in a store and purchase something new. I am not devaluing Marlo taking those girls to expensive restaurants and taking them on trips and giving them brand new clothes. I am not devaluing that. I think that is important. I think those girls do need and deserve that. But I also feel like Marlo has a tendency to come off like designer labels and new expensive clothes are all that matter about a person. And I feel like it is not smart to teach a young woman to disregard something because it's used, especially if you don't have a lot. I think it teaches you that you should be trying to live above your means. And I don't think that's necessarily smart. I, yes, grew up with two parents. I absolutely did. But I also had hand-me-downs. I also had furniture that was passed down to me. When my sister and my cousins had worn something once and I thought it was cute, I would beg them for it and appreciate them for giving it to me. My sister and them have had designer clothes my entire childhood, and I've never really had to buy those things because they would gift them to me. They would just say, take it. I talked about this earlier, that fucking Carl Kanai short set that I wanted to wear that was in plastic, but Token only worn it once. And Katrina took my entire wardrobe. I lost everything. Yeah, no, I was not a foster kid, but I absolutely know what it's like to have and then lose everything. 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 And so I feel like it is of deep importance to teach young children, kids, girls, not to assign their worth to objects, to clothes, to homes, to furniture, to anything, because all of it can be taken from you. And you will still need to find your worth somewhere. So when the person that is in charge of the girls, i.e. Marlo, is telling them, I don't want you to accept things that are used, it teaches them to have a sense of entitlement about the charity that they receive. And I understand that you should not want any old thing from anybody. I get that and I understand that. Absolutely. But I don't understand how giving kids gently used expensive designer clothes is not as good or better than buying new cheap shit, because we could just go to She Inside and spend $1,000 on cheaper clothes and give them to the girls, and they would be new, but they may not last that long. And then you would have had the older things, but that were much better quality. They could have been re-gifted, archived, packaged in beautiful boxes, and given to those girls to show them that it doesn't always have to be new. It's about the way you wear it. It's about the thought. It's about the quality of the clothing. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that those girls don't deserve new things or that Marlo is wrong for expecting new things for the girls. But to be offended, you guys, come on, y'all. That's not the same thing as having a criteria and just wanting your criteria. It was the way she turned her nose up. It was the attitude towards the used clothes. Like, that's beneath me. And those of us that work hard for a designer don't feel that way about gently used high quality clothes. So why should children who can't even afford to buy that for themselves feel that way? I am not viewing a child and maybe that's the problem. That's the problem y'all have with me, that I'm not seeing a foster kid is any different than a regular kid that should learn how to see value in both things. Yes, you should learn to see value in being able to provide for yourself new, shiny, beautiful things that make you happy. But you should also have the discernment to look through things to make sure that the quality is not something to discard, because you can find something that might last you longer. So to me, in my mind, what Marlo is saying is teaching these kids a lesson in how to be entitled and a lesson in how to value clothing in a way that is not beneficial for adults that's barely figuring out how to pay for gas at 30 something. Do you think those of us that are working hard are turning down gently used expensive clothes? No, because there's something called the archive where we'll go pay thousands of dollars to pay gently to wear gently used designer labels for a short period of time. Yet it's offensive for Candy to want to give gently used designer clothes. Really? You and me both. Y'all, I looked it up. When I looked up that Alex and Olivia shit, I said, girl, I have never even heard of this. And that's because I can't afford it. Like, you should have seen some of the prices on that shit. And I was like, that tells me that those clothes are designer and expensive, and they probably are really good value. So if Marlo would have came in there and looked through the stuff and was like, okay, these are really good. Some of my girls will really like these, but no, these have to go. I can't take these to them. But these, no, these are good. We can have them dry cleaned and I can have them packaged really nicely. And it'll show them that everything doesn't have to be brand new. It's the quality that matters. And that goes in with the archive. Like, do you see how this is not the way that this should have been handled? No, you won't see it, right? Y'all will only see that I'm crazy, right? Kenya had me laughing so hard when she was pulling Drew's chair away from Zaya. Girl, we about to get into it. Thank you, Dia Rocks, for the super chat. That shit was hilarious. I'm not even gonna lie. Girl, listen, bruh, Alice, thank you. Alice and Olivia. Look, I don't even know, because I don't know them people. It's expensive as hell. Damn blouse, $700. And they said it was a whole big bag of shit. She never said designer. She said new. Yeah, I'm clear on that, love. I'm telling you that Candy's clothes were designer. So what I'm saying is, if we're like Marlo and we're putting emphasis on designer, then we know that certain designers' quality is better than new shit you can get from cheaper stores. Do you see what I'm saying there? Do you see what I'm saying there? She didn't want things that weren't new, and I'm saying that something can be of more value even if it isn't new. That's what I'm saying. They got shorts for $275. I know, I saw it. That's why I was like, why would you tell him not to take any of this shit? I would have took all of that shit. I would have been like, Candy, give it to me. I'll sort through it. You know what I'm saying? And then you could have sold some of the shit that you didn't want because the shit is expensive. And you could have added it to like a consignment store. Like, girl, I guess. Nigga said Alice and Olivia blazers for $1,600. Thank y'all who know the price point. I was a foster child. I'm telling you from experience, trash bag life is not a good feeling to get everything used. And I understand that. I understand that. And I'm not saying you should get everything used. I'm saying you should understand the quality in something, whether it's used or not. And your trauma keeps you from seeing that. But the realness of the situation is that clothes are clothes. And Marlo has provided those girls with brand new Fendi bags based on what I've seen on social media. So those girls have not gotten new things, is what I am saying. And I also feel like it's really offensive that y'all assign being foster kids to like those are the only people that can understand never getting anything new. I know people that had a parent in the house that were with their parent and still didn't have anything new ever. But y'all won't hear me on this, right? You won't hear me on this. You didn't hear the way I said that they should have packaged it beautifully for them. You didn't hear any of that. All you're hearing is that somebody should constantly be giving foster kids used clothes when nobody is saying that. Nobody's saying that. How are people missing the point? I don't know. I don't know how they're missing the point. But I find it upsetting that you're going to find a way to vilify me for teaching a lesson that I'm sorry somebody should have taken the time to teach you. It's not about trash bags. If it's about trash bags, buy them girls some fucking luggage. You want to teach them a lesson? Buy them some luggage then if it's about trash bag living. But you know that's not really what it's about. It's about not feeling wanted by your parents. And that's so fucked up. And something you have got to go through some real shadow work and some real therapy to fix. That's not something that clothes can fix. And hold up. Clothes cost money, which they ain't got. As a fashion expert, Marlo's mindset will mess up her bag and opportunities. They don't get it, Bondi. They hate it when Monique gifted you her blouse. They don't get it. I love that blouse. It's so cute. She could have sold them from the archive and used the money from it to buy something new. That would have helped her storyline and solved the whole dilemma. Different way of handling it, and I would accept that as well. But to say you were offended by Candy, to turn your nose up at her, I think that is a negative, materialistic attitude to have about someone wanting to do a good thing. Whether they misunderstood the rules, whether you have different expectations, it was the way Marlo handled Candy that made me feel like it is not about the clothes, because Marlo hand-me-downs in her archive are being sold to make her money. So used clothes doesn't matter to Marlo. That's not the point. The point is to make everybody upset with Candy. But I'm trying to make y'all understand why I find the attitude fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Get them girls some roller suitcases filled with clothes. You know what I'm saying? Look, teach them how to flip those clothes and showcase her business. Listen, thank you, DeQuasia, for the super sticker, boo. Thank you. Y'all, I appreciate all of that. I appreciate all of that. All of what y'all are saying. To me, I feel like when I couldn't afford to buy new shit all the time, figuring out my style, you know, through thrifting was an experience and a good one. And I feel like if you teach these girls that they should never accept anything used because they're foster kids, they can miss out on being able to figure that out for themselves without assigning their, assigning their value to whether something is new or old. That is all I am saying. Some of us are just sharing how we felt when we were in foster care, not defending Marlo. And that's why I am trying to be sensitive, because it's not something I understand and I don't want to shit on anybody's feelings. But I also feel like that doesn't change the fact that clothes are clothes. It doesn't change the fact that receiving anything is better than receiving nothing sometimes. And you should absolutely in your life learn how to pick from from bad and find good and leave the rest. You see what I'm saying? But it's not me ever trying to handle y'all with miscare or not care about how y'all feel or feel like the foster girl should be humbled in any respect. That's another thing that I don't agree with, and that's not the space that I'm coming from with this. It's me finding issue in the way Marlo handled this situation, and with that lesson will teach to young girls that may not have the money on their own to afford those things all the time. Do you not think that sometimes these girls may feel the need to shoplift in order to fit that image that Marlo presents for them? Like, because it has to be new? I mean, I'm just saying, y'all, that the real tea is the value isn't in the clothes. The value is in you. These clothes are only cool and sought after because of who is wearing them. And that is the point. And that is the point. Because y'all can't tell me that fucking J-Lo dress that Marlo be selling to y'all or rent for thousands of dollars don't look like some bullshit y'all can get from Fashion Nova. Okay. So now that I feel like we're clear, I'm going to go ahead and move on from there. All right. Okay. Okay. Kenya says that Marlo was trying to vilify her by saying that she wasn't really sick. Just like I feel like she's trying to vilify Candy by being offended by wanting to give the foster girls her gently used clothing. Okay. It's not that they shouldn't receive new shit, y'all. It's that they should not be offended by receiving designer gently used clothes, because those of us that have money and pay for our own shit all the time aren't offended by it. That's what we're saying. Okay. And that's fine, Carmen. That's fine, Carmen. I am not arguing with that. What I am saying, once again, is that it was the attitude that Marlo had. Marlo took this to the table that Candy wasn't even at and told everybody that she was offended by it. Instead of just saying, oh, hey, girl, listen, I appreciate that, but I really want to just give the girls new things because I don't want them to feel like they're always getting hand-me-downs. But I appreciate you, though. And Candy would have been like, oh, okay, girl, I didn't know that. I will just send a check or I'll send over some new things. And she's like, okay, girl, thanks. Period. Point the fuck blank. Okay? So all of this conversation about charities doing this, I heard y'all. I saw y'all tweets. I saw y'all in the comments. I got it. That still don't change shit about what the fuck I'm saying. Some of y'all are projecting those were clothes coming from a millionaire. Like, come on. No one should be defending Marlo on this. What message is he sending these young girls anyway? Ish was rude. And we're talking about the way she responded to Candy. And now she's saying she's offended by Candy. Not that this was a rule all in all. Because at the end of the day, I don't think it mattered to Candy. To me, I feel like it's a bad thing to teach. That's how I feel. But this is my shit. So I can say that. Okay? But ultimately, like, this is my shit, and I can say what my opinion is on this shit. She can do whatever she wants to do with her charity. Nobody is arguing that. We're saying don't be offended when people don't know the rules to your bullshit. We rarely know the rules to Marlo's bullshit, and she finds it as a way to get upset with people. The general consensus is that Marlo is a superficial, bougetto, mean, toxic, gutter snipe. Yes, Keisha. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I'm just saying, do y'all have an idea how many people like have really, like, y'all know how much shit that I have in my closet that have tags on it that I haven't even worn because I can't fit it? Either I'm too small or too big for it and I can't fit it. And y'all got me feeling like I don't need to give this shit away. I need to just go ahead and bring it to the Goodwill and make a little money off of it instead of giving it to like a charity or something. Like, let me go and sell it and make money off of it then. If we're going off that mindset, right? Why should anybody get charity or get used things, right? Why should anybody get used clothes who don't want to pay for them, right? If that's the idea. Fuck, now you got people feeling like they about to offend somebody if they want to, give something that's still nice that they don't want anymore away instead of wasting it and throwing it away. Girl, I don't feel like doing all that. While we talking about clothes, girl, this is not pajamas. This is actually some old workout stuff that don't fit because it's too big, but I was doing Pilates, so I ain't need that much, coverage. Bondy, be a blessing. Look, I want to, but I swear to God, y'all making a bitch feel like y'all, I'm gonna offend a bitch bringing up my little she inside that I ain't never got a chance to wear and still got tags on. Get it to a charity that says Jilly used clothes just now. Girl, I wouldn't give shit to nothing Marlo got going on. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you. I wouldn't be involved in nothing that Marlo got going on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Marlo is full of shit. She's mean, rude, and shallow. Thank you, Keisha, for the super chat, and I agree with all of that. Girl, I'm still gonna give it away because they got a shelter that I've been wanting to give this stuff to. But every time I get one bag ready, I realize that I need to get rid of so much other stuff because I be buying shit and then get it and can't fit it and be like, well, I ain't gonna send it back. I might, I rather just give it away. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got a bitch feeling like I'm gonna just go ahead and sell my shit. Y'all ain't gonna make me feel bad. Okay, listen. So they bring it back to Candy. Oh yeah, no. Marlo can't receive it and brings up Kenya's wig. So Kenya was trying to have a real conversation with the shit that Marlo was doing, and because Marlo can never take it when somebody calls her out directly for her bullshit, she'll bring it up. She'll bring it about something, how you look, your pussy, something vapid and stupid. Okay, so they bring it back to Candy not being a good friend. She should have called Shay when Tyrone left her looking stupid. I think a lot of us understand that Candy felt like maybe she wasn't supposed to know about the situation with Tyrone, so she was waiting for her to call. Or maybe not just wanting to call her and throw it in her face like, hey, girl, I heard you got fucked over by that nigga in prison. What happened? You know what I'm saying? I mean, she could have just called and said, hey, girl, what's up? How you doing? But I honestly feel like that girl not her friend. Like, I don't care what Shay is saying. Shay ain't nobody your fucking friend. You ain't nobody friend and ain't nobody your friend. Sonya says that she wants to invite Marlo and Shay to a Nike shoot since they felt a way about not being invited to the Mommy Nation shoot. And y'all still gonna act like she not clout chasing just a little bit or not wanting to be liked a little bit more than she should, just a little bit. Okay. I mean, it's a good opportunity to shoot, but still. Drew says, damn, you uninvited me to that too? And she was like, well, because you told me about it already. And Sonya gets upset and starts to say, no. And then Drew starts to interrupt her and say, no, you invited me. You told me about that. You invited me to that already. And Sonya starts getting loud and, you won't stop interrupting me. So she gets upset and starts screaming and they start going back and forth. And, Drew is talking about, Sonya says, and you know what really made me mad, Drew, was when you said I didn't pay that makeup artist. And Kenya is pulling Drew's chair away, which is hilarious. But I was right on Kenya's energy. I was like, yeah, Kenya, please move the chair away. Because they were sitting up there talking that shit about, oh, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do shit. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, it feels like a fight. No, the girls are fighting. Make it stop. Sonya calls, they got each other's faces. Sonya calls Drew phony and whack. She leaves and Kenya goes after her. Sonya says Drew is impossible to talk to. She's not civil. Kenya says that Drew kept interrupting Sonya, and she did keep interrupting Sonya. I think she argues the way her husband has taught her how to argue, if you ask me. I think Drew argues the way her manipulative fuck shit husband had taught her how to argue. And yeah, it's annoying. Like, she's really, really annoying. But I also feel like, Sonya, you kind of brought this on yourself. Like, how the fuck you gonna keep disinviting me to shit, bitch? So now you inviting them too, but you're not gonna invite me because you won't keep me out. And I'm the only one that's being kept out. Yeah, we're gonna be mad at Drew for being annoying. I don't know. Like, I just kind of feel like if I was Drew, I probably would do whatever I do to annoy a bitch too. Ciao. Marlo has that phone call with her sister and the kids, and they said they didn't play the phone call for us at all. And they said that she flipped out on the kids, and Marlo was, y'all, it was the way Marlo was squeezing them and covering their faces and telling them not to cry when I didn't see them crying. Those were the moments that made me question the honesty in this scene. And when she was standing there kind of trying to not to show how upset she was in the face, I felt like maybe that was real. But I also didn't see any real tears, so I don't know. And I don't need to see real tears in order to, feel like somebody's in pain. I feel like this may still be a very sore spot for her. But something about the scene I don't know. Something about the scene just made me question whether it was real or not, because I was trying to understand why we couldn't hear any of the conversation, not even the, hey, how you doing portion of the conversation. It made me feel like nobody was on the phone. That's what it made me feel like. I'm not going to lie. And I'm sure somebody probably was on the phone and they're protecting somebody. But the way the scene played out, it just, it made it seem like it wasn't really happening. Yeah, why have a very important phone call in public at a restaurant? That was another thing I thought was weird, because didn't it seem like she left? Maybe it was reenacted. That's probably what it was. It might have been reenacted. Could the sister revoke her permission to be filmed? Technically, she wasn't being filmed since she was on the phone. And I almost feel like in Georgia, as long as one party agrees, the other party doesn't have to. If I'm correct, I could be wrong. But I feel like I just recently heard something about that, and they were saying in Georgia they are one party state. So I don't know. But I wish we would have at least been able to hear some portion of it, because it was also the way she tried to cover their faces that made me feel like she was trying to pretend as if something more was happening than it really was. But I could be wrong, y'all. I could be wrong. The whole episode was giving me make her sister look bad so she can keep her nephew's energy. Child, Kenya fed up with Marlo, and I said, not Kenya finna swing. Did y'all see when she was putting her hand in her face? I said, no, Kenya, no. Kenya, no. I think it has more to do with client privilege, medical stuff, confidentiality. Okay. I'll take that. I really will. I'll take that. But I'm trying to understand how is client privilege and medical confidentiality when it was a conversation with her sister over the phone and she's in jail. Like, she's not an inpatient. She's in jail. She was in jail at the time of this taping. So I'm trying to understand why they couldn't record the conversation, because Love After Lockup tells us you can absolutely record conversations that are had on the line with prison inmates. And she was in jail. So that's why it's too much that makes me feel like something is slightly amiss here. But yeah, like y'all said, I think it was more privacy. It would be disgusting for Marlo. So listen, I'm not saying that they should have played the whole conversation. I'm saying we didn't even hear a hello. Like, she didn't even say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she never said, hey, maybe that's what it was. Like, as soon as she got on the phone, she started going in, maybe. But, it sounded like she said, hey, how you doing? And I would at least like to have heard that portion of it. But because they cut the whole conversation, it kind of, it it just kind of made me question whether it was happening in real time or if it was real or not. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be the lawyer that FaceTimed her. Right. It was timing because prisoners can only call during certain hours, and sometimes you have an appointment. I think that's why she called at the restaurant. It looked like a hotel lobby though, didn't it? They couldn't have it in a car. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, but they wanted her to agree to a legal plea based on mental health conditions. Okay, what's your point? They wanted her to agree to go to the hospital, but I'm still trying to understand why we couldn't get the hello. You know, we couldn't get the, like, I guess I just feel like it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't just a phone conversation. So all of what y'all saying is fine, you know, but if that's the case, if it was already something we couldn't show, why did we set the scene up to show it? Right? Because that's what you just said. You just said they wanted her to agree to a legal plea based on mental health conditions. Okay, so why did they set up to record something that couldn't be shown? If it couldn't be shown. It's a restaurant called Church 5. It's delicious. Okay. It was at the restaurant. Okay. It looked like a hotel lobby. They're like a nice restaurant. I'm gonna have to go over there because the food in Atlanta is subpar. So I'm gonna have to go see. It looked like she left from the rooftop and went downstairs for the call. Yes, it did. It did. It absolutely did. It was the okay. Yeah, no, I said that. I thought I was the only one who felt something wasn't quite right there. No, you weren't, and I'm glad I wasn't either. Like, even like I was looking at the little boys to see if I saw some type of emotional reaction. And I didn't see anything from them either. And then she was like, don't cry. And I was like, you seem to be the only one. I don't know. Like, y'all gonna say it's not what y'all, you know, I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. Anyway, Candy's show, Candy did her speak on it. And she said, Candy said, how is a whore gonna call me a hoe? I said, girl, I don't know. Candy said, how's Sheree and her prison babe co-signing? We love the editing. Mama Joyce had to calm Sonya's mama down because Sonya's mama wanted all the action with Drew. Kenya is mad about the sex toys. Candy said she wasn't thinking about the husbands at the time. Candy was caught off guard with Kenya because she told everybody but her. Child. Candy felt like it was a joke, not a serious situation. Then Candy referenced her sexual history and she was talking about the coyote. So that was basically everything I got from it. Either way, yes, Sheree is fake. Marlo is fake. Marlo is not really upset about the hand-me-downs. She just wants to be upset with Candy. She wants to make Candy out to be a bad guy. Sheree isn't really upset with Candy. You just want her to seem like a bad friend because you want her to be the bad guy. Kenya, you're more uptight when you're not getting dick, and I think we've learned that. And I also feel like there was nothing wrong with feeling uncomfortable with what was going on and not wanting to wear the vibrating panties. If you did not want to wear the vibrating panties, I totally understand. I would, I respect everybody's, feeling that that's uncomfortable for them. And if they chose not to do it, fine. But let's not make it seem like somebody was holding a gun to anybody's head, which is what I feel like y'all are doing. And I don't like that because that's not what's happening. It was a choice. Bravo probably didn't give her consent for them to record. Why didn't Bravo give them consent to record? Technically, if Bravo recorded, they would be a third-party recording, if not Marlo, and they can't do that. If Marlo recorded it, it would be different. Then why did they set it up to record it? That makes me feel even more so like the scene wasn't real. That's what I'm saying. It seems like, the scene wasn't real. Yo, I'm about to just get off here. Because I apparently am being short this evening. And, let me just go ahead and get off of here, girl. Candy downplayed how much she actually was getting mad, though. She was aggravated when she found out they didn't wear them. I didn't see that. But okay, like, if you saw it, then I'm sure she did. She downplayed it. Carmen, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your commentary. Thank you. I appreciate that because It don't be feeling that way all the time, girl. But I appreciate y'all for coming through. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I'll be back tomorrow for VH1 Couples Therapy Basketball Wives that I haven't even really watched yet. And hopefully I'll get P Valley done. But y'all know we're recording Ooh Ladies First tomorrow on Jay Lee's Corner. So I might not get P Valley done until Thursday. But either way, I love you guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you didn't, I don't care. I'll